If you do something right, no one remembers. But if you do something wrong, no one forgets. The decisions we make, from the seemingly insignificant ones to the life-changing ones, are all decisions that have a lasting impact. But one example of lasting decisions we often don't think of every day is soil health, which is why it's important today for us to learn how to improve and sustain soil health, so that we can ensure what we leave is that something we can all be proud of. So today, let's first learn why soil health is important. Second, dig a little deeper into what soil health means, before finally learning what we can do to improve and sustain soil health. Now first, it's important for us to understand why soil health matters before digging into what it really is. Now, although this may be a concept some consider as old as dirt, what you might not realize is that soil health wasn't always an issue. In early farming, before humans began farming, nature had its own cycles in order to ensure that nutrients were put back into the soil. The problem began when humans interrupted this cycle. And in early farming, when farmers had a disregard for soil health because of lack of knowledge of it. This led to problems down the road. Soil health first became a major issue during the Dirty 30s. Beginning in 1932, persistent drought conditions led to widespread crop failures and caused many problems, exposing the region's soil to blowing wind, according to the Natural Resources Conservation Service. This brought federal attention to the issue of soil health for the first time, and combined with the devastating effects of the Dust Bowl and the efforts of Hugh Hammond Bennett, who spoke out about soil erosion, it led to the creation of the Soil Conservation Service in 1935, now known as the Natural Resources Conservation Service. This establishment marked a key milestone in the development of soil health, but it can't do it alone. It's up to us to continue this progression and ensure that soil health is sustained. So next, we can learn what soil health specifically is. Now, there are many components that make up soil health, one of the most important being sustainability. Sustainability simply means being able to meet the demands necessary without damaging the soil in the process. Now, there are also many indicators of soil health we can look to, such as microorganisms, macroorganisms, fertility, and nutrients. And each one of these plays a critical role. Microorganisms alone help to decompose organic matter, produce nitrogen, which aids in plant growth, and help to remove harmful substances from the soil, according to the Sustainable Agriculture Research Education Organization in 2012. Looking at each of these components allows us to see just how much goes into soil health, and how each of those elements works in cooperation in order to provide healthy soil that's necessary in order for food and the environment, proving why soil health is so important. But finally, we must use our knowledge in order to understand what we can do in order to improve and sustain soil health. And the answer is there are many options. Some programs that are currently happening in South Dakota, as the South Dakota Extension Office reports in 2014, is the South Dakota Soil Health Field Tours and Workshops. These are programs which are encouraging local farmers, producers, and landowners to use soil health and techniques that will help sustain it in their own businesses. But it's not just these options. We can also look to the agricultural field, in which we can see that using techniques such as planting cover crops, no-till farming, and rotating the crops that are used each year can all have great benefits, something that my family farm works personally in order to ensure that what we leave will have a positive impact. But even if you're not involved in farming methods or a landowner, we can all still work to improve and sustain soil health in other ways by improving awareness and education of it. And in addition, any decisions that we make that could have an impact on soil health, if we consider these, can also make a difference. So, although life is full of many decisions, it's important that we understand soil health is one of them, and ensure that what we leave will be something we can all be proud of.